Hello beautiful angels, welcome back. So today we actually have an interesting video. I planned this video quite a while ago actually, and then I just never shot it. So you guys know I'm still working through a lot of my perfumes. I've bought so many new perfumes that I've been obsessed with this past year, and there's definitely ones that I tend to grab for over others. And I don't know how these perfumes got lost, but it's lost on me. So anywho, this was a scent split order that I had gotten. Plus there's some random ones in here too. Like there's like little baby ones we have here. A little Chanel beige we'll talk about as a bonus, and a Lab on Fire, which I don't know what's going on with the Lab on Fire. I don't know if they're still in business, but I haven't seen like a lot of their stuff around, so very curious about that. We'll talk about that in this video too, but this video really truly is going to be about the Gucci perfumes. And I'm not talking about like Gucci floral perfumes. I'm talking about the very high-end, very expensive line of Gucci. This is like top of the top of the top, and this was actually one of the niche houses that brought me back into the collecting type situation. My sister had taken a picture with the Gucci perfumes, and she had a couple of these, and they came in the most beautiful, stunning bottles. And I just thought, you know what, I absolutely need to get my hands on those. But I looked at the price and it was like $3.60 a bottle, and I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to spend that much money on a perfume. I want to smell them first, and I'm glad I did. So I ended up ordering quite a few of them as samples. So I ordered the 2-ounce samples from, or the 2 milliliter samples from Scent Split, and I got the Virgin Violet, I got a Chant For The Nymph, I got a Winter Melody scented water, I got the Voice of the Snake, I got Tears of Iris, I got the Eye of the Tiger, and I got Winter Spring. And the very last one we will talk about is Moonlight Serenade scented water. So these are the ones that I ended up picking up and that I've kind of played with, but not really. So we are going to test these on skin today when possible. I did just do self tanner, so I know it's probably going to mess it up, but I'll take that risk for you guys because I love you. So the first one I'll talk about is the Moonlight Serenaded scented water. I think that this one was one of my favorites that I had smelled from the collection. Very clean, very fresh, kind of smells like fresh bed sheets in a way. It's like a little aquatic. This one would be really good for someone who likes kind of that same vibe as Avatar. So someone who does like that super aquatic, clean, pretty scent that's not over the top. There's nothing crazy about this scent. The next one is a Winter Melody scented water. So we're gonna do this on this side. I absolutely love this one. It's kind of woody. It's a clean woody, warm, almost kind of like Seven Virtues Santal. It has that same essence. It's like if you were to be walking in the middle of winter through a woods, the smell of the cedar and the birch, this is very much that scent. I think this one's absolutely beautiful. It does lean a little bit more towards the masculine. It has kind of a sandalwood, like a very warm sandalwood essence, but then it has this coolness to it, almost like if you could bottle the scent of snow. That's how I feel this one smells. It's just a really, really beautiful winter scent. So if you are someone who likes more of those cooler, kind of, you know, woodsy type of sandalwoody, kind of creamy and smooth, but definitely more masculine leaning scents, that would be a good one for you. The next one is Winter Spring. I don't know what it is with Gucci and winter, but clearly Gucci is not about summer vibes. They are all about the winter vibes. This one is a Winter Spring. I love this one too. This one's more of a floral. It's definitely feminine leaning. Smells a little bit powdery. There's almost like a little bit of like an iris in there, or some sort of kind of a cooler floral mixed with a yellow floral. It's very sweet, powdery, again, like maybe like some sort of violet or iris in there. It's really almost kind of a honeyed type of scent, but it's not like a honey smell, but it's that kind of sweetness to it while still being powdery. It's very pretty. Extremely feminine. This one is just a really, really pretty, soft, kind of like, I would say, their style of like a princess perfume. This one's very much elegance, innocence in a bottle. It's beautiful. The next one's a Virgin Violet. This one I already smelled, I already know, so I'm not gonna spray it. This one literally smells like the violet wafers that you can get on Amazon that I grew up eating. This one really is so interesting. I really, really like any violet scent. The favorite from Penhaligon's, the Virgin Violet. It's not something I would reach for or grab for or necessarily wear, especially in a humid climate. But in cooler weather, I find that a Virgin Violet or any type of violet scent is so pleasing to me. Like, just the scent of it is just so gorgeous. It's a really good one for like brunch, or if you're running errands and you just want to smell kind of that uplifted, kind of mysterious in a way. Like, violet is not something you smell typically usually. It's a very sophisticated woman wears violet. It's a very unique woman who wears violet. Violet is not like everyone's jam. You know, you smell a lot of the florals, you smell a lot of people wearing things that kind of smell like the winter, spring, but when it comes to violet, it's just such a unique scent. This one I could definitely see for maybe a little bit more edgy of a girly girl. So someone who sometimes like me, where it's like the leather pants and the darker lip and hair slicked in a bun, violet kind of gives me that good girl gone bad vibes. It's definitely a really incredible perfume. So the next one we're going to talk about is Tears of Iris. This one I actually have not smelled, so I'm excited to smell this one. This one smells like paper to me. This one kind of smells like it could be a commodity scent. You guys know, if you're familiar with like my past video, I'll try to link that here. I did a review on Commodity, which is a brand you can find at Sephora. And this kind of smells like one of theirs. It kind of smells like paper mixed with book, maybe. It's just a really interesting scent. This one, I would not necessarily rush out to buy this one. It's not something that strikes me as like a need to have, but it is very interesting. And honestly, I would think I would like this better on a man than on me. It's very much like kind of that masculine, kind of that, what do they call it? Like the light aesthetic, the library light aesthetic, or what is it? The intellectual light aesthetic type thing, like the booky nerd. I don't know what it's called, the library aesthetic. It's kind of like that. This is kind of like Mason Margiela library in a way. It's just a very like bookworm, hot, kind of nerdy guy type scent, and I'm into it. It's pretty. It smells really good. The next one is not going to be Voice of the Snake, because that one's a little bit intense. Like, that one is definitely like the most intense of the Gucci, so we'll save that for last. This one is a Chant for the Nymph, and we're going to spray this one right here. I remember smelling this one and thinking I was going to love it, and I was very disappointed when I first smelled it, and I was like, this is awful. I had to scrub it off. And it was not one that I wanted to wear at all ever. And I was honestly very disappointed in it, and so glad I didn't buy a full-size bottle. But the more I go along, and you guys will notice this as you go along your journey and you smell and are exposed to new things, it's kind of like with food or with wine. It's your palate changes, and certain things you start to like more, certain things you start to let go of more. This one, I actually kind of like it now. It kind of smells like this like sugary, kind of honeyed, really odd type of smell. It's so hard to describe. This one is so hard to describe. I'm not going to read you guys the notes. I don't want to do that in this video. I want this to be like a real, like, just reaction to these scents. You can always go on Fragrantica and look at all the notes, but this one I want you to get the actual like essence and like vibe of the perfume. So you just like have that like image in your head of like, she has it all together. Like she's that type of girl who just has it all together, and she's like effortlessly gorgeous. Like you just look at her walking and you're just like, oh my God, like she's just like heaven sent. Like she is a true angel. Like this is that kind of smell. It's just this very like ethereal, like from another world, like she is so perfect type of smell. It's unique. This is a very unique scent. This is not something I could see people just reaching for. This is not an easy grab or an easy reach or a easy blind buy for that matter. I would definitely buy a sample or go to a Gucci boutique that actually carries these if you can. There's none around me, like there's none. Had to buy my samples online. But this one is, the more I smell it, like I don't think I could pull this off. I really don't. I don't think I'm the woman who could pull this off. But this is really pretty in its own way. It's almost hypnotizing in its own way. It just has its own like thing about it. I don't know. It's just absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous. So the next one we're gonna do is the Eye of the Tiger. This one I remember being kind of intense as well. So this one, like the snake and the tiger are more intense animals anyways. This one I remember being like, woo, and I can smell it from here, and it is woo. I absolutely love this. This is one that I can see myself wearing. It's more bold. It's more of like a baddie scent. This one is just really sexy, but it's like a clean, sexy, but not a clean sexy. I don't know how to explain this. It's not like leather. It's not like the leather couch that you just got passionate on. It's not like that. This one is more like a sweet, kind of clean, bad girl scent. It's just a really sexy, more masculine, but it has this kick to it that makes it more sweet. So it's not quite the ultra masculine scent that you would expect it to be. And in the dry down of this one, it's actually very like, you could wear it every day. It has this like note in there that I can't quite put my finger on, but the woman who wears this is like CEO vibes of like a really trendy company. It is CEO vibes of a Instagram famous company. That's what I get from Eye of the Tiger. It's interesting, it's unique, it gives like really kind of sexy, spontaneous girl vibes. It just is what it is. So the last one we are going to smell is the Voice of the Snake. This one I remember being really interesting. It's oudy. There's gotta be oud in here. Heavy on the oud with like not a lot else going. It's like oud and maybe leather or something. This one's dark. This one's oud. This one is intense. This one is not something I would wear in the heat and humidity. It's definitely a cooler weather fragrance, which is maybe why Gucci named this entire collection after winter stuff, because all of these tend to wear better in the winter. But this one is, it's hot, it's sexy. Smelling this on a man, I'm trying to envision what I would get. Like if I was on a first date, if I was not married and I was on a first date and a guy wore this, I'm trying to imagine how I would feel. Honestly, and this is like so honestly, I don't think I would go on another date with him. This one is not the most pleasing scent. This one's not a crowd pleaser. This one is very much, it's intense. Like I like it, but I also am like, I wouldn't trust someone wearing this on a first date or to a business meeting or anything where it's like a first impression. It's way too strong. It's way too out of the box. This one would be more like my husband and I, you know, we're married. We've been married for 2 or 3 years now. And it's like, we're going on a date night somewhere. I could see him wearing this and I'd be like, oh my God, it smells so good. Okay, I get it. Like, amazing. but this one's not like a first impressions perfume in my opinion. I'm just telling you guys like how it's coming through for me. It's definitely a badass perfume. It's definitely a statement perfume, but it's not something that's going to be generally liked by people. I can see a lot of women being turned off by this. I can see a lot of men thinking this is way too much. One spray is like really all you need. Like, I'm going to smell like interesting when I go grocery shopping in a hot minute. Like, I'm going to smell super interesting for this grocery shop. People are probably going to stop in the aisles and be like, what happened to this girl? Like, what did she go through? What type of life situation is this right here? Because this does not match. Like, this aesthetic does not match this at all whatsoever. So that is the Gucci. The ones that I had chose to smell, I think I had ordered one of everything that was on Scent Split. I think there might be some more potentially, perhaps, but these were the ones that I was most interested in. And I do someday hope to make it to a boutique that sells these. I'm gonna have to do some research on a place in America that sells the Gucci. I think Miami might have a store that has a Gucci boutique, and if so, I will drive my little booty down there and do a perfume day. There's a couple women down there actually who do fragrance channels, Ude, Erica, and I'll try and tag them down in the description box. But they have perfume channels, and I really want to go down there and go to, I forget the name of the store, I think it's Ozm. I'm not gonna pretend like I know how to pronounce it or remember the name, but there is a amazing perfume boutique down there as well. So I want to go down there, check it out. I want to smell God of Fire. It's definitely been on my list for a hot second. I love, love, love the bottle. And I just think that the bottles are beautiful. And I think it'd be fun to have that in my collection. So I am looking to do that. So I will let you guys know if that does happen. But before we jump off, I do have a couple others to like give a little, you know, blip on. A Lab on Fire, Messy Sexy, just rolled out of bed right here. This one I actually was kind of sad I didn't get a full bottle. They were sold out online for a really, really, really long time. And I haven't checked back, but it's just like a really good daily perfume. Like, it's just a really awesome perfume to just throw on when you're running errands, when you're going to brunch, when you're, you know, going to church or to class. This would be a really great everyday perfume. It's kind of giving me like Juliet Has a Gun vibes, but better. I like it. The next one is one that I actually have worn quite a bit. You can see that there is quite a bit actually missing out of the decan. And this is What We Do in Paris is Secret by A Lab on Fire. This one is just, I love this one. When I first smelled it, I was like, there's nothing special about it. It's just kind of, you know, it's okay. But the more I wear it, it just makes me smile. It's like kind of this powdery, almost like a baby powder, but not baby powder type scent. It's like if baby powder were classy with rose, you would have What We Do in Paris is Secret. It smells so good, and every time I wear this, people like say it smells warm and approachable. It just smells really, really, really good. So again, that was A Lab on Fire, What We Do in Paris is Secret. If you guys have any updates on A Lab on Fire, I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. And then the last one we'll talk about is Beige by Chanel. They gave me this really cute sample when I was in this store, the boutique, when we were in Palm Beach. And beige is just a really beautiful, like, I wish I wore this on my wedding. It is a beautiful everyday scent. This is a gorgeous, very upscale, very bougie, basic scent. It is just a solid smell for any occasion, but it's extremely elevated. I love it. I could see this, like, wearing this to other weddings. Honor Woman is kind of like on that same level to me. It's very much like a elevated, fancy, sophisticated, like wearing pearls or diamonds with a beautiful dress. That is Chanel Beige. I love it. It's a pretty girl perfume. It's gorgeous. The last one we'll talk about is Love in White. So this is a Creed sample that I got from the Creed counter, and I got this one probably like a year and a half ago, and I just never ever really reached for it to use. I might have tried it once. It kind of smells like a clean white t-shirt, but Creed is not something that, I'm not a huge fan of Creed. I don't wear Creed. Creed is not something that I reach for. Anyways, I hope you guys loved this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the little bell notification so you never miss a video. And my next couple topics will be fun. I'll be talking about candles. I just got in some amazing candles. I'll be talking about warm, sweet scents, and I have a couple other fun things planned for you guys as well. So with that, I gotta go grocery shopping and clean the house for my in-laws visiting tomorrow. And I will see you guys in the next video.